What is up, guys, and welcome back to Danny Reacts. We're having an amazing day today, guys. And today we're going to check out Shane Dawson's conspiracy theories. These are so weird and spooky, and they might be true, you know what I mean? Like, they're just theories, but they could be true. And I love Shane, and let's go check it out. Give this video a big thumbs up, and thank you for 130,000 subscribers. You guys are freaking amazing. Thank you so much, and here we go. These are so entertaining. But they're also like kind of creepy.
I did that to somebody, and then they yanked my wig once. I was like,
oh, I actually love this podcast.
One, and they were down on the ground. It was a little
Latino
twink, and I felt so sorry. I was like, I'm so sorry.
One yesterday.
I didn't help him up though. I'm like, girl, don't you touch my hair.
No.
I got so mad. I love fighting.
Hey, what's up, you guys? Yes, today we're going to be talking about more conspiracy theories. Now, they don't all have a common theme, except for the fact that they are terrifying and keep me up at night, especially the Hillary Duff one, but we'll get to that later. Today, we're going to start with the conspiracy theory that Paul Walker was actually murdered. So as you guys know, back in 2013, Paul Walker was killed in a car accident with his friend. The car went 100 miles per hour right into a pole and exploded. Now, after some of the pictures of the wreckage came out, a lot of people started questioning whether or not that was actually a car accident. The car was totaled beyond belief, and honestly, it didn't really look like it just hit a pole.
Honestly, that doesn't look like a car accident.
And there's no footage of the actual crash. There's just footage of the car exploding, and you can't really see much. And that's when a lot of people started
wondering, how does the car explode when he crashed into like a pole?
Maybe it wasn't just a crash. Maybe it was a murder. So you're probably wondering, why would anybody want to assassinate Paul Walker? He's just some nice movie star, isn't hurting anybody. Well, supposedly the story is that he was associated with the Philippines Typhoon Relief Fund, and supposedly he found out that there was some kind of scam going on. You know, some of the funds were being used for things he didn't understand. There was some embezzlement, and basically Paul found out about it, and he was about to publicly speak about it and talk about how he did not want to be associated with them. And supposedly they got wind of it, and that's when they decided.
That's so
Obviously,
messed up.
I'm not saying that's what happened. It's just a theory. But this isn't the first time that there's been scams or embezzlement when it comes to relief funds. And it kind of makes you wonder, maybe he was murdered. Which brings us to our second conspiracy theory, which is that a lot of celebrities are murdered when they say they're not. The theory goes that the Illuminati, the people in charge of everything, sometimes have to wipe out certain celebrities for whatever reason. Maybe they don't need them anymore. Maybe they're about to speak out and they want to get rid of them. Honestly, I don't know the reasons. I don't question the Illuminati. But if you notice, a lot of celebrities die in the same way. And a lot of them die without anybody seeing it. I'm going to read you a list of some celebrities and how they died.
I do actually believe this, because like celebrities die from like the most weirdest cases usually, and like there's no proof that like that ever happened, you know what I mean? It's just so weird.
Probably gonna get you thinking. Whitney Houston died of drugs alone in her bathroom. Heath Ledger died of drugs alone in his house. Philip Seymour Hoffman died of drugs alone in his bathroom. Jim Morrison died of drugs alone in his bathroom. Michael Jackson died of drugs alone in his home. Robin Williams committed suicide alone in his home. Corey Monteith died of drugs alone in a hotel room. Kurt Cobain died of suicide alone in his hotel room. Jimi Hendrix died of drugs alone in his home. Janis Joplin died of drugs alone in her home. Marilyn Monroe died of drugs alone in her home. Anna Nicole Smith died of drugs alone in her hotel room. Amy Winehouse died of drugs alone in her home. And Brittany Murphy died of pneumonia alone in her home. So obviously there's a pattern here. All these celebrities are dying.
They just die mysteriously and no one ever sees it.
Or unknown causes. Or suicide. And nobody really ever questions it. Because I guess people are like, oh, well, celebrities are depressed sometimes. They do drugs. It makes sense. But that many died alone? And don't you ever notice that it's always 3 celebrities that die in a row, usually within days of each other? For example, back in 2009, Michael Jackson, Farrah Fawcett, and Ed McMahon all died in the same week. Even this year, David Bowie, Alan Rickman, and Celine Dion's husband, they all died in the same week. I don't know, something just does not seem right.
That is actually so creepy.
Now, this next theory is something that actually really scares me for some reason. Anything involving space or aliens or any of that stuff just really keeps me up at night. And this one is no different. The theory is that the moon is not real. Now, there's been a lot of conspiracy theories about the moon. I want to do a whole separate video about it. There's conspiracy theories that the moon landing never happened and that was all fake. There's a theory that the moon is actually hollow and aliens or people live inside of it. And then there's the hologram theory. Now, the theory is that the moon is actually a hologram and either the government or aliens are projecting it. Now, it sounds kind of dumb. Then this happened. A man was filming the moon on his camera one night, and he saw what looked to be a glitch. Check it out.
So I'm filming one night looking for objects. I pan my camera down and the wave starts, this hologram wave. I don't notice it. And then it catches up to the camera, and I do notice it. I glance at the moon, but
that could be like his telescope, though. It doesn't actually mean like the moon is being like a hologram. You know what I mean? Or it could be, he could add that by like a movie editor, a video editor thing. So I don't believe that.
when you're staring at things, you know, you don't know whether it's your eyes or what. and then I notice a second
You
wave.
can add that to like your
At this
video
point,
editor. I
I'm
could do
thinking it's my
that.
camera.
What the fuck? Seriously, think about it. What does that even mean? I mean, is it that out of the realm of possibility? I mean, think about what they've done with holograms in the last few years when they had Tupac and Michael Jackson, and those looked crazy real. Well, I'm sure aliens have technology that's like 1,000 bajillion times better than ours. Of course they could project the moon. What if they're projecting everything? What if we're not even here? What if we're just projections? Oh god. See, this is where my brain starts spinning and then I start getting really scared. I mean, I put on one of those virtual reality things the other day, and it was incredible. It was like I was on another planet. Think about it. Aliens probably have that technology, and they probably had it forever.
Oh, yeah.
And much better than ours. What if we are just their virtual reality? Speaking of things that are fucking terrifying and I will never sleep again, we are going to be talking next about the Denver airport, which some people think is actually hell. So a lot of people have been talking about the Denver airport for a long time for numerous reasons. Some people have said that the exit arrows are very confusing and they lead to each other and there's literally no exit. Some people say that the security checkpoints literally will disappear. You turn around, they're gone. There's long corridors that lead to nowhere. One of the terminals has a huge statue and it is...
I'm never going there. That sounds so creepy.
Literally the
like
ancient
haunted
Egyptian god of death. Also, right when you walk into the airport, there's this huge, terrifying horse statue with these red, glowing eyes. And the scariest part is it actually killed the person who made it. When he was done, part of the statue fell on him in his studio and he died from blood loss.
That's
Perfect,
so
haunted
messed
horse,
up.
exactly what I want to see when I'm getting on a fucking plane. Also, if you look up from the sky, all the runways create what looks to be a swastika. And that's not even the scariest part. There's art all over the airport that's literally symbols of hell. You have a statue of a demon crawling out of a suitcase, comforting.
That's
You
so
have a
messed
huge
up.
mural that has like refugees living in a basement. You have the Lord of Death stabbing into a fucking bird. And not just any bird, the dove of peace. He's killing it. People are crying in the pictures. You have people wearing gas masks, running from gases that are killing them. There's a painting of a bunch of children crying over an open casket of their dead mother. And then you have animals dying and being tortured, explosions, blood, tears. It's very fucked up. And a lot of people have said when they're in the airport, they feel really uneasy. They feel like something really bad is going to happen. They feel things watching them. When they're in the bathroom, they can feel something breathing down their neck. It's literally an airport full of demons. It makes you wonder though, if the devil did want to slowly start taking over the world, it would make sense for him to kind of live in an airport. It's where people are coming and going and
I'm never going there. That's so freaking weird.
I have been wanting a Hillary Duff conspiracy my whole life. I've Googled it pretty much every week. I've had the internet and nothing ever pops up. She's just too perfect. But then today I saw something that I had not seen yet and it was hilarious but also very scary. Check out this poster for Magic Mike Part 2. Does it look oddly familiar to you? Kind of like you've seen that before? Well, it's because you have. Check out the poster for the Lizzie McGuire movie.
Magic Mike copied the Lizzie McGuire
That's the same
movie.
fucking poster. Now, I don't really know what the conspiracy is. Maybe that Hillary Duff is Channing Tatum, which would be crazy. Honestly, bisexual crush goals. But it makes you wonder, maybe there's a lot more movie posters out there that are literally the same. Maybe it's all subliminal messaging. Maybe those types of posters get you to go see the movies. I know I definitely saw those movies. That's a lie. I didn't see Magic Mike. But that's just because I wasn't comfortable with myself yet. But unfortunately, that's all I have for Hillary Duff. Damn it, if you have any good Hillary Duff conspiracy theories, please leave them in the comments.
I wish.
Really need one.
Hillary Duff is perfect.
Those are all the conspiracy theories we have for today. If you want me to keep doing these videos, let me know by giving me a thumbs up. And also subscribe because I make new videos every single day. And I'll put a link in the description for a playlist of all of my other conspiracy theory videos if you're feeling like you want to.
I love his conspiracy videos so much. And let's go watch one more because these are freaking so entertaining and weird. And the Denver one like really got me, man. Like that's so creepy how like there's like the statue of like death and like really messed up like posters throughout the entire airport. Like that's honestly so creepy. All right, here we go.
Guys, we just filmed the first podcast with Sullivan!
Yes.
We talked a lot about period blood and and probably a lot of things you've never talked about.
Never. Probably like you'll really gotta.
I honestly love his podcast. You guys should go check it out. It's on SoundCloud.
Yeah, I could talk
Search
about
Shane
this.
and Friends on SoundCloud.
Whatever.
They're so much
But we
fun
do
to
a lot
listen
of period
to.
information.
A lot of
Shane's
period,
so
a lot of
freaking
talk
awesome.
About vaginas and making out with girls.
And a lot of conversation about generals.
About my genitals.
And specifically your mother's genitals.
Yeah. Guys, if you want to listen to the podcast or watch it, I'll put the links down there. SoundCloud.com/Shane and Friends. And we talk about my boner and we talk about her making out with girls and making out with me later, right?
Yeah.
Hey, what's up you guys? Yes, today is that time again where we are going to talk about conspiracy theories. Now today we have a collection of all different types of conspiracies. They don't really follow a common theme. We have pop star ones, TV ones, and even a video game one. But I'm going to start with the one that creeps me out the most. And that is that Britney Spears, for the last like 10 years, actually has not sang her own albums. I know,
What?
it sounds crazy. Let me break it down. So on pretty much every Britney Spears song, they give credit to the background singer. That's a singer who kind of does all the ooh yes in the back, which sound just like Britney, by the way. So Britney's main backup singer is Maya Marie. She has been singing for Britney for a long time. So back in 2008, when Britney Spears went crazy and like shaved her head and stuff, she came out with a really amazing album called Blackout. I own it. I would still listen to it today. But it didn't make sense because it's like, why is Britney so great on this album? How did you get her into the recording studio? Wasn't she out going crazy and shaving her head? Well, that's where the conspiracy starts. People think that Maya has actually been singing for Britney Spears since that album. So that means maybe Britney Spears didn't sing a word on that CD. Now maybe recently she has, now that she's, you know, got her shit together, but the record label is probably like, fuck, we need Britney music. We don't care that she's going crazy. We need to get a bitch that can sing just like her, bring her in here so we can sell some fucking albums. Well, Star Magazine interviewed Maya's dad, and he fucked up, and he gave away the secret. He said, my daughter sings for Britney Spears. The truth is, Maya can sound just like her. Maybe Britney doesn't even know whose voice is on her own album. Maybe she just comes in, lays down a track, leaves, and doesn't care. So that got people thinking, wait, she sounds just like Britney. What does that mean? Well, this is where it gets really scary. A demo track for one of Britney's albums called Black Widow was leaked, and Maya is singing it, and it sounds just fucking like Britney Spears. Listen. I'm a pretty, pretty rebel. I know you'll never find another girl like me. Hello?
That's exactly Britney Spears. Damn, that actually could be freaking true. That's so weird. I believe that one. I believe it.
Oh, that's fucking Britney Spears.
Yeah.
If you listen to the Blackout album, doesn't it kind of sound like a Britney Spears impersonator? You know what I mean? Like, it sounds like Maya is a good impersonator, and she's singing the whole album. Because there's moments where it's like, too Britney. Give me more, give me more. Like, that's too much Britney. So I don't know. I personally feel like it's true. I feel like the record label hired this girl. She came in, she sang all the songs, and Britney's like, damn, these songs are good. Where the fuck did they come from? Which also explains why Britney doesn't really like talking about the Blackout album. She kind of likes to pretend like it didn't happen. I don't know, it creeps me out. Every time I hear one of those songs off that album, it just like, I don't know, it makes me feel weird. Like, imagine, like, it's not what we thought. I don't know. But that brings us to the second conspiracy, which is not even a conspiracy, really. It's the truth, because there's proof. So I'm sure you guys remember the popular girl group, the Pussycat Dolls. There was like 6 girls, and they all sang and danced, or did they? Now this is a conspiracy I found out on my own when I was like, I don't know, 14, and I was at Target and I saw the album and I picked it up and I was like, oh, I like one of their songs, maybe I'll buy it. Then I noticed on the back of the album at the very bottom in very fine print it said, all vocals done by Nicole Scherzinger. All vocals. Literally, none of the other girls sang. None of them. They all just pretended to sing. They all danced around and just went, I mean, I could fucking do that. Now, I don't think Nicole has ever publicly admitted this, but the proof is on the fucking album. But it's crazy, like, when you see them perform.
All vocals done by Nicole, and there's 6 members in the band. That's honestly, like, so weird to me. That's so
live, weird. All the other girls' microphones turned off. When you see them in music videos, it, like, cuts to a girl singing. Yeah, she's faking it. That is not real. It's all Nicole. Nicole even like changed her voice a little bit for the background to make it sound like different girls. Like, don't you wish your girlfriend was? Don't you wish your girlfriend was? Like, that shit is so scary to me. I don't know. The music industry
that would take
is
forever
so
to do.
It's just like you never know
do all the
who's
girls
real
different
and who's
parts.
not. Which brings us to our next conspiracy. Now this one is very dumb, but it still really fucking creeps me out for some reason because, well, I believe everything. The conspiracy is that Justin Bieber is a shapeshifter and a fucking reptile. Now, the theory about reptiles and shapeshifters has been around forever. People think that
Justin Bieber
reptiles, that the whole world is being controlled by reptiles in people suits. I know, it sounds crazy, but I believe it. And they mainly think that, you know, the Illuminati or the people who control everything are reptiles. So when big pop stars come out and kind of take over the world, they're actually just reptiles and they're a part of this plan. Now the reason this one got started was because Justin was in court and he blinked, and the way his eyes blinked looked very reptilian.
Oh, I actually heard that this was fake from like some, I forget where I read it, but I heard that this was like really fake, but I could be wrong.
Check it out. What? Like, I know people are like, oh, maybe it was just the camera quality. No, that was fucking scary. People in that courtroom were probably like, huh? Just imagine though, it kind of makes sense. Like, what if he is a reptile? And what if he was breeded to become this pop star by all the reptile, you know, fucking government people? And maybe now he's like over it and wants to change and wants to get out of it. And that's why he's acting out. I mean, look, it happened to Britney Spears when she went crazy. It happened to Amanda Bynes, Lindsay Lohan. Maybe they're all just reptiles who want to shed their skin. Oof, that creeped me out.
That's
Now,
so
speaking
creepy.
of things that aren't what they seem, this next conspiracy theory is kind of crazy. Now, this conspiracy is that all of the characters in Mario Brothers, those video games, are just actors. Stay with me. I know it's confusing. So basically, the game itself is a stage play. So basically, what's happening in the game is just a bunch of characters acting. And the whole game is really just a play. Now, this is why this makes
That's
sense.
actually pretty
Every
cool.
game starts with curtains opening, and then you see all the characters. And every game ends with the curtain closing, just like a play. All the levels in the game look like sets, like hanging clouds and those big boxes. They all have shadows behind them, which means that they're like set. Even like the little things you jump on, those are all hanging from ropes, just like they would be in the stage play. And then every time you finish a level, Mario runs off stage. He literally runs off the set. Like the set ends and then it's black. Also in the game, sometimes there's that little camera guy that's kind of swooping down and filming everything. And in some countries, instead of levels, they say episodes. And then think about it. Sometimes Mario is a cat, and then sometimes he's a bird, and then sometimes, you know, he's different animals. He's playing different parts. He's wearing costumes. So in this weird world of Mario, him and all his friends are just actors. And that's why sometimes, you know, him and Luigi are friends. Sometimes they're not. Sometimes they're fighting. Sometimes him and Bowser are enemies. Sometimes they're not. It's because they're all just playing parts. So that's not like creepy.
That's so
but
true.
It
Yeah,
is
I
kind
kinda
of
believe
interesting
that.
to think like, wow, everything you thought about Mario is not what you thought. Why would they make it like that? Why would they want it to be a play? I don't know. But next time you play it, check it out. Play it. Next time you play. Whoa. Am I high? No, I'm just crazy. Okay, now this next conspiracy is kind of dark and makes
My
me
lights went
uncomfortable
out.
even talking
Oh,
about
shit.
it, but I won't do anyways. This is a conspiracy that Lindsay Lohan has a twin who is dead. So the conspiracy theory goes that Lindsay Lohan had a sister named Kelsey, and they filmed The Parent Trap together. Well, after they filmed the movie and Disney loved it so much, they were like, this is going to be a hit, this is going to be amazing. Kelsey died in a car accident. Now, Disney didn't know what to do because they were like, fuck, we can't release a movie if one of the stars is dead, like what are we going to do? And that's when they came up with the plan to say that Lindsay Lohan played both parts herself. Now, of course, Lindsay Lohan's parents love fame, they love attention, and they're like, oh, okay, we cannot let this movie not get released, so we're just going to go along with this plan. And that is where the resentment started that Lindsay had for her parents. She was mad that she had to pretend like her sister never existed. She had to go on talk shows. She had to pretend like she played this part herself, when in reality, her lost sister was there next to her the whole time. So the theory continues saying that the reason Lindsay slowly declined into craziness and madness, drugs and alcohol, is because she was dealing with this secret, dealing with the death of her sister and not able to tell anybody. And that's why there's so much animosity with the parents, and that's why it's just such a fucked up situation. I don't know. I know that sounds crazy. They all sound crazy. But something about that kind of makes sense. Wouldn't you go crazy if you had to pretend like your sibling didn't exist? So next time you watch The Parent Trap, think about it. Did they really have the technology back then to make that work? Like Lindsay and Lindsay were interacting, they were hugging, they were doing all these things. Was the technology really around back then?
They do look like kind of different too, like a little bit. Like they do look like the same, but like they do look kind of different. I don't know.
I don't think it was. So maybe you're not just watching Lindsay, maybe you're watching Kelsey. Speaking of kids who have fucked up parents, the last conspiracy is that Khloe Kardashian's dad is actually O.J. Simpson. I feel like I might have already talked about this before in the video, but it's worth talking about again because it's pretty interesting. Now, as you guys know, the Kardashians' dad, Robert Kardashian, was defending O.J. Simpson in that trial. And the Kardashians were really good friends with the O.J. Simpson family. And they hung out together, they went on vacation together, and some people speculate that Kris Jenner hooked up with O.J. Now, if you look at Khloe next to her sisters, she does not look like them. Like, at all. I actually think Khloe's really pretty. I'm not just saying that to like be politically correct or anything. I think she is. But she does not look like those sisters. Now if you put Khloe's face next to OJ's face, check out the similarities. I mean, that's pretty fucking similar. Now look at the picture of Khloe next to OJ Simpson's daughter. Definitely looks a lot more like Khloe than Kim and Kourtney do. Now this conspiracy theory got so big that they wanted Khloe to do a DNA test on her show, and she said no. I mean, maybe she said no because she's like, fuck you guys, I don't need to do that. But maybe she said no because she was like, fuck. Maybe it's true. Now recently a lot of news has come out about OJ because of the show, and you know, he's in jail right now, and one of the prison guards was talking to him, and he said to the prison guard, Khloe's my kid. I'm tired of hiding it, Khloe's my kid. Now, OJ's crazy and a fucking murderer, so you can't completely believe him, but I don't know. It makes you wonder, what are celebrities hiding? What's real? Are they reptiles?
That could be
Do they have
true.
siblings? Who are their parents? Are they actually singing on the records? It could all be fake. Well, there you guys go. Those were all the conspiracy theories for today.
Alright, that was Shane Dawson's celebrity conspiracy theories, and they're so freaking weird. And I honestly believe the Britney Spears one, because like that background singer sounded exactly like Britney. And that's so creepy, because it is like a different singer probably. and they claim it's Britney Spears, but it's Britney Spears like it's one of her background singers. It's so weird. These are all really cool, and yeah, if you want to see the full length videos in the description down below. And if you want me to react to any of your videos, leave me a comment down below with your video and I'll go check it out. And hope you guys have an amazing day. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace.